can't have biological function without plant diversity. The two go hand in hand. In regards to mycorrhizal fungi, for example, and just by planting sunflower seed in with my sugarcane, we went from 2 species of mycorrhizal fungi in amongst the cane to 6 species of mycorrhizal fungi in quite high numbers where the sugarcane was intercropped with sunflowers.
A group of cane farmers met at the National Biological Farming Conference at the end of 2018, and I was with the group, and we sat around thinking that there was a real need to help cane farmers sort of take those next steps into adapting their farming system. There's plenty of information out there, but how could we practically help them? And we realised we needed a farmer-to-farmer event, and Ingham was a great place to do it because obviously there's a bit of innovation here, and the pod board here is really leading the way in some good extension in cane. So it was a natural fit, and we've got some really innovative farmers in the district.
I just saw this gap where growers were at that stage, but they didn't know where to start, and they didn't know where to get their ideas from to build a system that would work for them. Farmers love hearing stories from other farmers and how they did it and how they went about it. And hopefully those farmers listening can pick up some ideas from each of the farmers and go away and come back with a plan to improve their farming system.
We're really keen to get out to farms and talk to other growers. That is the reason why we're here, to see what other people are doing and see if we can adapt that to our place.
I think there's definitely a real openness now to thinking differently when it comes to soils, farming systems, agronomy, just farm business management in general. And once people start to really reflect on the foundations of what they're doing, well then they'll be open to sort of some more structural change in the farming system. One's definitely profit, but I think it's more than that. I think it's the fact that what's working isn't as effective. The current inputs you're using or the current tillage practices you're using aren't giving the results they used to give. And people do get caught on the higher input bandwagon. They solve that problem with another input and another input. So that's when they pull up and go, okay, I've got to look at different tactics.
I think the interaction has been great as well. It's been a different approach. It's not researchers just standing up and lecturing by PowerPoint. We've actually been out on the ground on farms where farmers are doing these things. Yes, there's been researchers there supporting in the background, but it's been farmers who've been leading the discussions, and the discussions have been really interactive in most of the groups.
Farmers will change based on listening to other farmers more than they will technical staff or extension staff or experts in the field. They certainly get information from those people, like myself, but the trigger is really because humans are social and they learn socially, but really I think what's effective is when you do adult learning principles, so hands-on, relevant learning to someone's own soils or own place, and combining that with some social psychology and behavioural psychology tools and tactics.
The problem I found, there was nothing that suited the sugar industry to go to minimum zonal tillage of work trash, and I really struggled with that. So over the years I've had to play around, usually scrap out of the bin, and this is one of the first ones I've come up with. It doesn't process a lot of trash, where I've made bigger ones now that process the trash before Christmas. This fella, because the disc spacing is very close, it acts like a wavy disc, but bites in and reforms the bed.
It's still new, some of this work. There's new research that needs to be done. We had one site looking at biofertilisers and soil mapping and where that's going, and two of the growers who are actually doing that, both Walter and Serge, they actually showcased their farms and allowed growers to come on their farm, and they spoke from the heart and said, well, these are the issues in Walter's case, sodic soils. Serge is really looking at bioferts and trying to reduce his costs and move away from artificial fertiliser, so showing what they're doing on farm and how they're doing it. We had cover cropping and mixed fallow cropping and companion planting in my group. So they actually went to farm and had a look at some of the crops, and we can see a couple of the little plants here, and actually talked about where the plants fit into the whole farming system, what they do, where the benefits are. And then farmers always like tools and toys, so we actually went out to Allen Linds and actually looked at some of the machinery and how machinery fits into the farming system, some of the new machinery, how do we manage stubble into a farming system, how do we get planters to work. So it's been a really interactive, hands-on 2 days here in Ingham.
I just think we have to move on. We have to change our strategy, because we, as farmers, need a social licence to farm. in the future, and if we don't change and look to the future, there won't be a future.